Test, test. Johnny Palukai, Johnny, du trittst jetzt deinen 4. Octagon-Kampf an. Wenn du so ein bisschen zurückblickst auf deine Octagon-Karriere, auf deine Siege, wo würdest du jetzt deinen nächsten Kampf
Johnny, if you look
raten?
back at your career, at
Und
your wins,
wie
how would
gefährlich kann er
you
dir werden?
rate
Mark
your
Novak, ein
next fight,
gefährlicher
and
Muay
how
Thai-Kämpfer.
dangerous can your opponent be?
Ja, klar ist er gefährlich, aber die anderen Gegner von mir
Well,
waren
of
ja auch
course
alle
he's
gefährlich.
dangerous, but
Und
all of my
mein
opponents
Debütgegner war
have
ja zum
been.
Beispiel auch im Lightweight
For
gewesen.
example, my debut
Habe ich auch
opponent was ranked way higher than me, and he was also very dangerous, and I managed to beat him as well.
mir gefährlich werden sollte.
I was dominant in all of my fights so far, and I don't know where this one would be more dangerous than the previous ones. I'm ready for him.
Kampf gewinnst,
Tomorrow
stehst du
I'll
bei Octagon immer noch
show you
ungeschlagen.
what I've
Es
got.
gab schon Kämpfer, die mit weniger Siegen einen Titelkampf bekommen haben.
If you win,
Würdest du sagen,
you
dass
will
dieser
be
Kampf
unbeaten in the octagon cage. There have been fighters with
Werden danach, weil kann ja viel passieren,
worse
wenn er
ranking. So what is your plan for afterwards? Well, we'll see. I might take on a title shot, for example. The goal is the title
sagen wir mal, ich
for
finische
everybody,
den
that's
Gegner,
clear.
was ich auch vorhabe. Kann auch sein, dass ich dann
And I plan
eventuell
on
Jason
finishing my opponent tomorrow.
eine gute Show wird.
And that's why I think I could go for the title next.
Du kämpfst gegen einen gefährlichen
Question for
BJJ-Spezialisten.
Jodek Montagnac.
Jeder weiß eigentlich, was sein Plan sein wird.
You're fighting
du als
against a
Boxer,
BJJ
Boxer,
expert. We know what his plan
wie
is
geht man
going
so
to
an
be.
einen Kampf-
You're a
Wie
boxer.
geht man so an einen Kampf ran und wie bereitet man sich besonders
How
auf so
have
einen
you
Gegner vor?
prepared for this fight and for his fighting style?
I am boxer, everyone know what I am one, and I'm ready for him and to beat him tomorrow.
Thank you. Frage an Fedor. Im Vorhinein wurde
Question
ein
for
bisschen
Fedor
aufgehypt,
Duric.
vor allem aus der Balkanseite. Es ist so ein
Fedor,
serbisches Duell.
Your fight
Du bist ein
was
großes
quite
Talent, du hast
hyped.
schon
It's going to be a
Standard-Profi,
Balkan
Serbe,
fight.
Serbe.
You're a
Wie
huge
blickst du auf
talent
dieses
where you come
ganze
from.
Serbe
It's
gegen
going to be a
Serbe-Kampf,
Serbian
was
versus
vor allem
Serbian
aus dem Balkan
fight.
so ein bisschen,
How do you view
gepusht
that?
wird?
Going off against a patriot.
Ja, wir sind hier, um zu kämpfen. Es ist egal, welcher Härte
We're
wir
here
sind.
to put on a
wir haben
fight,
beide
to
hart
put on a show,
trainiert.
and it doesn't really matter where we come from. We both prepped very
Ich
hard.
finde, es ist nichts Schlimmes, dass wir beide Serben sind und kämpfen.
I don't think there would be anything
Jetzt
bad
wissen
about
wir
fighting
so,
somebody
vor
from my
allem,
own
Du
country.
bist noch sehr, sehr jung. Vor allen Dingen in Deutschland pusht man dich extrem hoch.
We know that you're very young.
Zukunft, hervor.
In Germany,
Dass
you've
gegen so einen
got quite the
erfahrenen Mann
hype,
kämpft mit,
and we've
gerade mal
got great
7:0,
predictions for your
gegen einen, der
future.
16:2 oder 17:2 steht. Wie geht
Your
man damit
track
um
record
und
is
was habt ihr vor allem
7-0,
dabei gedacht,
and you're
so einen
fighting
gefährlichen
a
Mann
very
anzunehmen und vor einer
experienced
großen Bilanz
fighter.
von so vielen Kämpfen?
Why did you decide to
Ja, wir
accept
wollen
this
uns
challenge?
hochsteigern. Wir haben große Ziele.
I just want to
und,
keep getting better.
für
My
mich ist,
my
eigentlich gar
goals
kein
are
Druck.
so
Ich
high.
mache das alles für meine Fans,
I don't feel
für
any
meine
pressure.
Familie.
I do it for my fans and
Ich
for
habe
my
einen
family.
perfekten Gegner dafür, um mich morgen vorzustellen.
I have a great opponent facing
First
off of me,
question
so
for
I'm
Brittany.
excited.
Is the first time you're fighting outside of the US? How long have you been in Europe now, getting used to the time difference?
I've been here since Wednesday, and I feel pretty acquainted already. I haven't felt the lag or anything yet. I've been able to get some sleep on the way. Really excited to be here and feeling pretty good too.
How do you think the German crowd will compare to the ones you're used to over in the US?
Well, I can tell just from a lot of the past fights that I've watched online that you guys really show up, and I'm looking forward to making some fans here as well and putting on a show.
Frage an Frederik. Du solltest eigentlich nächste Woche bei LFL gegen Tom Breeze kämpfen. Wie ist es ausgegangen, dass du einen
Frederik,
Octagon-Vertrag
You
unterschrieben
were
hast für
supposed
diese
to
Daten?
fight in a different
eigentlich sollte ich da,
organization.
gegen Tom
What
Breeze
made you
kämpfen,
sign fight here?
Und, dann
Yeah, I was.
hat sich das
I had to fight a whole new opponent. My previous opponent canceled his fight, and that's what brought me to the Octagon cage. And Octagon's better anyways.
It was spoken about just before, the experience factor in this fight. How big of a factor do you think that will be on Saturday night?
He's young. I think it will play in a factor, but You can never underestimate your opponents. That's pretty much it. I'm prepared. He's prepared. It's been a grueling camp, so I know I will give my best and hopefully win.
Michael Bauer, NTV. Question for Brittany. What were your first thoughts when you got the offer to fight for Octagon? Did you know the organization in the US? Is it popular over there, or yeah? What did you think?
When I heard, I had not heard, and I had not gotten a chance to really explore the European side of MMA. So everything is fresh and new for me. But the moment that I really dug deeper, I really felt like I've been looking for a fight for a long time. So I really believe that this opportunity and everything was right on time and very in line. And I'm really excited for to perform within this organization.
And what do you make of your opponent? Lucy is a UFC veteran. She's very experienced. She's the face of the female division here in Octagon. What do you make of the fight? How do you want to win? What are your ways to win?
I love the fact that she has so much experience. So when we compete with each other, it will show exactly just how experienced I am and the skill sets that I have as well. It's been really challenging finding a fight back home just because of my talent, and I'm looking forward to really show that and go up against someone who has a lot of experience and a skill as well.
Thank you. Frage an Frederik.
Question
Hier im
for
Raum ist auch
Frederik.
der Champion der Light Heavyweight Division. Will Fleury steht im
There's a champion sitting here in the
wie man so schön
audience,
sagt.
the
Du hast ihn so ein bisschen gleich
heavyweight
herausgefordert mit
and
deiner
light heavyweight. You've kind of called him out in the past.
Sieg gegen Jorik Montagnac.
If you win, facing off against Jorik Montagnac, do you think you'll face off?
Ja, wahrscheinlich, wenn ich Jorik besiege, dann
I think that if I win tomorrow, if I manage to beat Jorik,
wer weiß.
I might take on one more fight before trying for the title
Dann
shot,
die
but
gleiche
we'll
Frage
see.
an Jorik, der Champion ist hier
Same
im
question
Raum.
for
Du bist schon
Jorik.
länger bei Octagon,
You've got the
hast
champion
mehrere
here.
Siege in der Organisation
You've been here
eingefahren.
in
Dein
Octagon
Ziel
for a
wird
longer
sicherlich
time
der
than your
Titel sein. Was
opponent.
glaubst
You've
du,
managed to
wo
win a
bringt
bunch
dich
of fights.
ein möglicher Sieg gegen
So,
Frederik
are you aiming for the
Voskeren,
title?
Bringt dich das in,
If you beat Voskeren, could you be a title contender?
Will Fleury l'a dit. Selon lui, après lui, je suis le meilleur light heavyweight de la KT. Il ne me reste plus qu'à lui prouver le contraire.
Will Fury already say that he think I'm the second better fighter in this division, so yeah.
It's true. Can you hear me? Am I on this? Good. Freddie, why'd you answer that one in German?
Sorry?
You answered all the rest in English. You've done a lot
on
of talking. Show me some action, yeah?
Yeah, no, I promise I will.
Good. And if you do well tomorrow night, look, there's not many guys out there. It's you and Popik. If he wins, I don't think they're going to give him a title shot. It's German guys they want. So you smash it tomorrow night, you have a chance.
Yeah, sounds good. I
Good.
promise I'll do the work.
Go man, show me.
Question for the promoters. Normally you do the fights. Now Will Fleury is doing it for you. How do you like the perspective Will Fleury has shown you doing a title fight between Freddie and Will in the future?
Yeah, Will's doing the show, we're doing the fights. It's still the same. So, but yeah, definitely. Like from Fredrik, we didn't see for quite a long time Jorik, but we know that he's capable to be a really great worldwide good fighter. And we didn't see Fredrik yet in Octagon, so it's a very interesting fight. And I don't think that we are fighting now for a title chance, but we will see how this fight will look. In less than a month, or maybe a little bit more than a month, we got Popek against Langer. And definitely between these guys, we can talk about the title then. So, yeah, they are close.
One more question for you both. MMA Magazine ranked the Octagon the most exciting, best organization in Europe, above KSW and above Cage Warriors. Is this more fueling your approach in getting bigger, getting to other countries? What do you make of it?
Paulo can answer his answer, but for me it doesn't matter. It's always nice if somebody talks, if somebody thinks that we are the best and whatever, but we don't see it in that way, because I believe that you mentioned KSW, you mentioned Cage Warriors. and we are doing a little bit different kind of work. Yeah, Cage Warriors is only in England, and they are like the big farm for UFC, and they care about new talents only, I would say. And what Kaiswu is doing, it's impressive, but also their work is a little bit different than ours. So for us, we still believe that we want to be, we want to be number one, but in the eyes of the fans, and we have to deliver this goal by numbers of our viewers on tournaments, and also sponsors, full arenas, contracts, pay-per-views. So it's quite a lot of work in front of us.
I would just add that for us it's never enough. Like it's never like enough good, you know. So we want to always improve. So it's nice if someone say this. Really appreciate these words, but we always want to push it more and more and more. Not looking at these things just in our eyes. In our eyes, we want to improve constantly. So it's kind of trap, but we like it.
Kim von Inside the Cage. Erste Frage an Fedor Duric. Wie gerade schon angesprochen
Question for Fedor Duric. We've already talked about you being a really hyped person here on this fight card. Very often they talk about you as the German future MMA star. Do you think that this hype and these comments put a pressure on you? What do you think? Well, I can say that there is no pressure on me. I don't feel any pressure. It's more of a motivation for me. People can see that I'm very talented. They can see how hard I'm working, how motivated I am. And you know, my name speaks for itself. I think that I have a huge responsibility. And a follow-up question. You said that this isn't a situation that would put a pressure on you, but what can your fans expect from you? Can you surprise them? What do you think? What are you up to? Well, my fans can look forward to a lot. We've worked very hard. My prep sessions were very difficult and very thorough. Anything can happen. So you can really look forward to tomorrow. And also watch RTL Plus, that's all I want to say. The next question goes to Johnny Palokai. Max Holzer will also be on this fight card. He's your teammate. You train together. How nice would it be for you if you both won, if you took victory from this tournament? What would it mean for you if Max Holzer lost? Well, yeah, he is my teammate. He's like a younger brother to me, so I really wish him to win, but I also want to win myself. There is no other option. We will win tomorrow. That's it, period. There's nothing more I can say. None of us will lose tomorrow.
Question for Montagnac. Montagnac, you dealt with a lot of injuries recently. How do you feel? How is your health state right now?
Je me suis beaucoup entraîné ces temps-ci.
I train a lot this time.
D'où beaucoup de blessures parce que j'ai mis plus d'intensité qu'habituellement.
My training was more intense than normally, so the injuries were like more frequent.
Mais aujourd'hui, mon corps est prêt et je suis prêt pour la guerre.
But now my body is ready and I'm ready for the war.
Frage für Johnny Palokai. Du hast ja schon bereits angesprochen gehabt, es sind nicht mehr so viele Schritte bis zum möglichen
Question for Johnny Palokai. You've already mentioned this. There is not much that's standing between you and a title. So, what do you think? How do you feel? Are you focused on the future or on tomorrow? Well, I don't know. Is there going to be a title fight? First, I need to win the fights before. And tomorrow, we will see how my match will go, how Max Holzer's match will go, and I just want to win. It doesn't matter for me who comes next. I just want to have a title fight.
Auch Frage an Johnny Palukai. Man sieht dich mittlerweile auf YouTube. Du
A
trainierst
question
auf
for
der
Johnny
ganzen Welt,
Palukai.
auch
We
mit
can
Max,
see a lot of you on
in
YouTube.
Amerika. Wie krass
You
formt
train
dich
all
dieses
over the
Training mit den
world with Max as
Superstars
well
aus
in the
Amerika?
US.
Und
What
ja, wie
does
würdest du
it
sagen, hat dich
feel
das als
like
Kämpfer
to
aufgeformt?
train with such US superstars? How
Ja,
did
die
it
Camps
influence you
machen
as a
wir
fighter?
in erster Linie, weil wir unbedingt sehen wollten, ob wir wirklich
Well,
für die
first
großen
things
Ligen
first,
geeignet sind.
we
Und
fight together.
davor war es ja immer so, da haben wir uns gedacht, scheiße, wir können
We
mit
do
denen
a
nicht
lot of
mithalten.
camps together.
Wir sind ja nichts und nach meinem ersten Ausflug habe ich gemerkt,
And we
ey,
used to think that we couldn't keep up with the other fighters, but now we can see that it is possible. Here in Germany, we can keep up with the other fighters, maybe from the US, for example. So we go there and we compete, we fight together with world superstars. And they also want to train with us because they can see that we are really good and we learn a lot from them. And they can also see what we've learned, how far we've come. And we tell them, yeah, we've learned in Germany, in Fight School Hannover.
Nächste Frage an
Great,
Frederik
thank you.
Volksgröne. Du hattest jetzt schon mehrere MMA-Kämpfe und bist natürlich ein absoluter Experte, was Grappling angeht. Wie gut würdest du
The
sagen, hat sich
next
jetzt
question,
mittlerweile auch dein
you've had
Striking
more
entwickelt? Wie
fighters
würdest du
in
sagen, ist dein
MMA,
Stand?
and you're a grappling expert, Frederick. So what do you think about your striking now? I feel really good when I do striking. I don't have a problem with it.
Immer Grappler sein, deswegen, ja.
But yeah, of course, I'm really more into grappling. That's true. I'm better at that. But of course, if I have the opportunity to go and fight on the ground, I'll do that.
Wie gut konntest du dich auf deine
The
Gegnerin
next question
bisher,
goes to
vorbereiten?
Lutska
Du
Pudilova.
kommst aus Amerika. Wie
How
war so für
well
dich
were
deine
you managed to
Vorbereitung?
prepare for your opponent? She's from the US, so what was your preparation like?
My preparing was good, I think, because I have for this fight 1 month, I think, and I training a lot boxing, grappling, like usually, and I just think, yeah, it was great. I feel ready.
Vielen Dank.
Thank you.
One question from the German fans to Marko Novak. People ask that you are pretty big for featherweight, and if you want to stay in that division or if you want to go up 1 weight class.
Tejto váhe mi to sedí, nemám prečo ísť zatiaľ vyššie, zatiaľ
Well,
to
why should I go up? I'm okay here in this division, so why should I change anything?
Okay, one last question to Lucy Pudilova. Lucy, you seems to be the morning's Staredown seems to be pretty intensive, and Czech media already reacted. Did you read the articles from morning weigh-ins, and how do you feel about the fight at all?
Yes, I see this little bit, but it's for me normal. It's nothing like special.
All right, so that was it for the first part of the press conference, and just give us 2-3 minutes and we will bring the main card. So thank you guys participating on this part, and tomorrow on RTL Plus and OKTAGON.tv.
For the very first time, Octagon MMA heads to Dortmund. Get ready for the much-anticipated duel between two fierce rivals and the biggest stars of the German featherweight division. In a battle of fighting styles, the phenomenal Max Holzer, who's currently enjoying an incredible 10-fight win streak, will face off against the mighty finisher, Dennis El Pistolero Ilbai. Ilbai decided it's time to stop Holzer in his tracks, but whose star will burn even brighter? Flying Uwe versus Edis de Breiter. A battle between superstar influencers who inspire millions of people around the world. Combat sports sets Uwe on the right path forward in life, and he's already about to enter his third MMA fight. Edis took up wrestling at an early age and is preparing for his fight alongside the renowned Chimaev. Now they want to show their fans what a true fighter looks like and inspire them to achieve their own goals in life. A fiery Serbian showdown. 7-fight undefeated prospect with Balkan blood coursing through his veins. Fedor Duric challenges two-time champion of Serbian organizations, Predrag Bogdanovic, who's ready to hand Duric his first career loss, just like he did against Nafuka in the Tip Sport Game Changer lightweight division. Get ready for a ferocious shootout between featherweight division number 8 and number 10. Joni Palakai. He's currently enjoying a 3-fight win streak in Octagon, and he's more than ready to claim his 4th consecutive victory. But so is Marko Novak, who transformed from being an elite Thai boxer into a seriously well-rounded MMA fighter that we see before us today. Top-tier striker Yorick Montagnac demolished Svor in a matter of seconds. But one of the world's greatest grapplers, Frederick Vosgrone, has promised to finish him by submission in the opening round. And in the free prelims, after 3.5 years outside the Octagon cage, you can look forward to witnessing the much-anticipated comeback of the man with iron fists, David Spartan Hoshek. He'll be going head-to-head against Alexander Stefanovic. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Octagon 69, Holzer versus Ilbai. Purchase the pay-per-view wherever you are and be transported to the front row seat for the entire tournament on octagon.tv. World champions and their emotional stories. An electric atmosphere. An unforgettable experience. Octagon MMA.
So second part of the press conference is here. We have a main card and questions are yours.
Julian, MMA ohne Maske. Direkt die Frage an Uwe. Erstmal schön, dich überhaupt hier zu sehen. Es gab jetzt ein bisschen Verwirrung in den letzten Stunden
Hi,
und Tagen.
here's a question for Uwe.
Und so weiter und so fort mit dem Gewicht. Kannst du da vielleicht noch einmal ganz klar sagen, was
How were
Phase
your
und was
last
passiert
few
jetzt vor allen
days? How were you feeling?
Okay, jetzt
What
funktioniert
about weight
es. Ja,
cutting
moin,
and
schön, dass ich hier
contract
sein
making
darf.
and stuff?
Ja, folgendes war irgendwie
I'm
bei der
really glad
Waage,
to be
das
here.
wurde irgendwie emotional. Ich weiß nicht warum.
It was
Denn
all over the place, kind of
naja, das
emotional, and I don't
Ganze,
even
auf
know
welches
why.
Gewicht wir gehen werden, wurde schon vor über einem halben Jahr ausdiskutiert. Ich meine, der Kampf kam
The
auf mich zu.
weight division that we would make it, that we would make weight into, is something that we agreed on months ago. And I was like, all right, interesting, but why not?
72 Kilo,
Normally, I
normalerweise auch
fight in a
70
different weight
und so weiter
division.
und so fort. Und dann wurde halt
Let's say
eine
about
Vereinbarung
70
getroffen
kilos,
mit seinem Coach und mit meinem
but we
Coach,
just made a deal.
dass wir uns auf
Our coaches and us made a deal.
also
We said we'd do
77,6.
77.
Und am nächsten Tag, quasi am Morgen,
The next day,
nochmal
in the
auf die Waage
morning,
gehen und da dürfen wir um 14 Uhr nicht mehr als 80 Kilo kämpfen.
we
Das
went
wurde von Octagon so
and went on the
vereinbart,
scale.
vertraglich festgehalten, alles ganz
We
offiziell vor
couldn't
einem
have
halben Jahr.
over 80
Und deswegen habe ich jetzt
kilos
diese Aufruhr
like the day
nicht
before,
verstanden.
and
Ich
that's
meine,
what we agreed
wurde
on
alles
with
professionell
Octagon half a
abgeklärt,
year
wir
ago, so
machen
I don't
professionellen
understand
Kampf,
what this
das ist
whole
kein
crap was
Influencer-Kampf.
about. We were
Und
both
deswegen müssen wir auch
professionals, we
die
made a
Regeln
deal, We agreed on it. So this is something we both have to stick by. Question for Ed is, could you enlighten us and explain what this morning was about? What did you mean by it? Will you be 80 kilos tomorrow at 2 o'clock? What did you mean by what you said?
Ja, Folgendes, also ich habe in den letzten
This is what I
Wochen sehr
meant.
viel durchmachen müssen.
In the last
sei es,
few weeks,
Ramadan mit Fasten, Trainieren und Gewicht machen. Ich komme ja normalerweise
I've been
von
through
95 Kilo.
really bad
Und
things.
jetzt
Some
noch
really
so
bad
ganz
stuff
kurz
happened.
aufgeladen und dann nochmal der Weight Cut, diese 3-4
I'm
Tage
usually
waren rein zur
95
Hölle.
kilos.
Und ich habe einfach gemerkt, was
So the
tue ich
last
mir
3-4
an. Klar, man
days of
ist
my
bereit
weight cut
dafür.
were
Ich will
total
kämpfen,
and
ich habe
utter
mir diesen
hell.
Weg auch
And I knew that it would be hard. I knew that prep would be hard, and I stayed focused on training because I wanted to give it 100%, not 50. And if I'm not strong enough, then I can't do that. I can't put on 100%. Yeah, we're professionals, we have contracts, and all that is in place, I understand. But wouldn't it be professional if both sides can give their 100%, if we can both give it our all? So I'm giving him a chance to say, hey, you want to give your all? Or do you want to give your 50 but later?
Okay, dann mache ich das. Ich bin durch die Hölle gegangen, mehrere Tage. Sei es in Spanien,
gone
sei es in
through hell.
Thailand, sei es hier die letzten Tage in der Sauna.
Lasted for several days,
Ich mach das auch
whether it
wieder
was
durch, ist
here
kein
or
Problem.
in a sauna
Aber
or
ich
in
frag ihn,
Thailand, in
er
Spain.
sagt ja sein Kampfgewicht. Er
But
hat vor
here's
ein
my
paar Tagen noch eine
question
Story
for
gepostet,
Uwe.
da wog er
Several days ago,
88,8, 89, mehr wie ich.
he posted a
dürfte doch
story
für ihn
saying
auch kein
that he
Problem
weighed
sein, dass er wieder
88.7 kilos.
Ja,
That was
ich
more than
frag
I
auch-
did.
ich frag auch hier,
So it shouldn't have been
wir
a
haben sehr
problem for
viele
him to
starke
accept the
MMA-Kämpfer
change.
hier. Ich frage euch, habt ihr schon mal was
We have a lot
gehört
of
von einer
strong MMA
zweiten
fighters
Waage?
here.
Ich
But
weiß
have
nicht,
you
ob das
heard
so ist.
vom halben Jahr mit deinem
anything
Coach doch
about a
besprochen.
second
Ja, und ich gebe dir
weight?
hier nochmal jetzt die
Not me.
Chance. Willst du diese
Half a year
zweite
ago, we talked
Waage
to your trainer.
oder sollen wir oder machen wir
second
jetzt einfach auf Ernst? Wir laden heute
in-
auf. Du hast
like,
wieder
I'm giving
deine
you a second
89,
chance.
ich habe meine 87, 88 und dann
You'll
passt
have
das.
your
Und wir sind
own
beide
89.
100% fit.
I'll have
Wir
my
steigen so
own
in den
88,
Octagon.
and we'll both be at
Da wog ich keine
100%.
88, sondern da war ich schon irgendwie bei,
There's
ich weiß nicht, 82
We haven't
oder
talked
so.
about this.
Man muss auch ein
No,
bisschen Show
88.
machen,
We
wenn man
talked
muss ein bisschen
about
gegen ankämpfen, gegen
82.
seine Größe und sein Gewicht. Ich wollte einfach nur ein bisschen, ja, wie sagt
You're
man,
much
schon ein bisschen
larger.
Kopf verwirren. Da wog ich keine 88. Wie soll ich... Ja, ich weiß, habe ich
Du hast
aber...
eine
We
Story
never
gepostet,
discussed
wo du
88
88
kilos.
warst. Also sind deine Stories
Aber
fake
wenn man,
oder wie darf ich
wenn man
das
Hey,
ganz
you
genau
posted a
hinseht, habe
story
ich
where
ein
you
MacBook
weighed
in der
88.
Unterhose drin gehabt und noch was anderes,
Ach
um
krass,
das Gewicht
okay, dann
ein
kann man die
No, there
Stories
was
von
my
Uwe doch nicht ganz
laptop.
glauben.
There,
Dann hab
I was in
meine
shorts. So
Antwort.
what can you see in
zu
this?
ärgern quasi, weil ich bin eigentlich viel leichter halt. Am Ende des Tages haben wir beide einen
I'm much
Vertrag
lighter.
und wir haben vor einem halben Jahr
In the end of
darüber
the day, we
geredet.
both have a
Und,
contract. We
normalerweise
discussed this half a
bist
year
zwei
ago.
Gewichtsklassen über mir. Ich bin schon entgegengekommen mit 77
Normally,
Kilo.
you're two
Normalerweise
weight
wäre ich
classes
viel weit
above,
drunter.
so 77.
Und ich denke mal, auch das
That's a
müsste man mir
compromise.
hoch anrechnen, dass ich das auch alles mache. Und da
I
gibt's
should
jetzt nicht
also
ein
go
bisschen
much lower.
Wegen hier und da. Wir haben eine Vereinbarung vor einem halben Jahr getroffen.
And
Ich
there's
weiß
no
nicht, warum
such
wir
thing that
ausfallen.
Edis is
Hättest du
going to be
damals sagen
100%
können,
fighter or
oder auch
50%.
das ist mir zu
That's
heikel,
nonsense. We discussed this half a year ago. That was a
Ihr wolltet
contract
den Kampf,
making.
du hättest ihn ja
So
sonst gar nicht angenommen. Ne?
if you said it earlier.
I wanted this fight, but you wouldn't have accepted it otherwise if we hadn't agreed on this.
Yeah, but that's why we discussed this half a year ago.
Das auch einzuhalten.
So the
Ich kann
second
heute nicht
weigh-in
aufladen.
goes. Will we have a second
Ich
weigh-in?
kann heute, also ich kann nicht trinken, nicht essen, dann werden wir
genauso,
morgen
ich
noch mal
kann auch
eine-
I can't
Das ist
drink
deine
or eat today, so I
Gewichtsklasse, sonst spielen wir
can't
nichts
do it today.
Ja, okay.
This is your
Ja,
division.
wie gesagt, dann wird's
That's
eine
not my
zweite Waage
division.
geben.
What are you talking
Ich habe einen
about?
Vertrag unterschrieben,
So
ich
we'll
halte
have a
mich auch
second
dran.
weigh-in?
Und ich
I
werde mein
signed a
Bestes geben. Wir
contract,
sind jetzt
so
so
I'll
weit
stick
gekommen,
to
wir
it.
haben alles gemacht,
And I'll give it
wir
my
haben alles
all.
versucht und einen Rückzieher wird es auf
I
gar keinen
did
Fall
all
geben.
that I
Also ich
could
werde es
have
versuchen, ich werde mein
for
Bestes
in order
geben.
to win
Ich werde
tomorrow.
versuchen, morgen mit
So I will
100%
give it
da
my
zu
all.
sein.
And I'll try
Und
to be
ja,
at
das
100%
war's
in the
auch eigentlich
cage.
von mir.
And that's all that I
Eine
wanted to
Nachfrage
say.
trotzdem noch, wenn du jetzt merkst, okay,
Another
du passt es
question.
eigentlich nicht, warum hast du einfach gefragt, warum hast du damals
You
den Vertrag
said
so
that
unterschrieben, dass du
the
morgen 80
weight
Kilo bringen
isn't
musst?
as it
Ganz kurz, man muss auch mal
is
sagen,
it supposed to be. So why did you sign the freaking
95
contract?
Kilo. Ich meine, wenn du mir noch eine Kampfanfrage stellst, Digga, ich bin 1,75 groß, wiege Anfang 80 Kilo normalerweise.
If you
Dann
offer
brauchen
me
wir doch gar nicht so
a fight
dieses
with
Kampfangebot
somebody
für das,
who has
verstehe ich nicht.
95
Deswegen haben wir doch diese
kilos,
Regelung gemacht.
I don't know
Einfach 95
why
Kilo,
that
Alter.
offer was sent in the first place.
Nein, ja.
So what? Sorry, what was the question?
Wieso hast du damals ganz einfach gefragt, warum hast
Weil
du
der
damals
scheiß Vertrag auf Englisch
If you
war.
don't
Man
feel feel good about it. Why did you end up signing the contract?
Okay.
Because the contract was in English, and now you know that I can't speak English, so I couldn't really understand it.
Okay. Sino
Yeah, your fake stories, for sure.
Erste Frage für Max Holzer.
Question for Max Holzer.
Max, man hat das Gefühl, die Sache mit Dennis hat sich sehr aufgeladen, ist sehr persönlich geworden.
We feel like Dennis and you, that the fight's gotten very personal. It's gotten physical, even. It's been emotional. So how are you feeling about it?
Ins Oktagon und wie weit spielt das eine Rolle?
From a personal standpoint, what will you bring into the cage tomorrow? That's not how I feel at all, actually. He said several times that he's been to Hanover, that he's been making his way to Hanover several times. And I just imagine him saying to himself, okay, I can do it, I can go, and then turning back around halfway there, being like, no. I'm not as emotional as Dennis. He's gonna give you a telenovela. He's not gonna give you a well-made movie.
Zweite Frage für Max Holzer, aber rein technisch.
But we'll both have our shot tomorrow.
Wenn du das jetzt vergleichst, du hast auch in den USA
This is a purely technical question. Compare it to the US, where you also trained. You trained with UFC fighters. How would you compare Dennis as a fighter, quality-wise?
Grappling hat eigentlich überhaupt gar keine Chance.
I mean, he's worked on his ground, his grappling, but you said he wouldn't stand a chance. Well, we'll see about that tomorrow, and I'm excited about it. I think I'll be able to keep up. I think whether we're striking or on the ground, whether we're grappling, I'll be able to hold my own. He's a great striker, but I'll be able to keep up, no problem.
Wenn du diesen Kampf machst, morgen erfolgreich machst, wie weit bist du weg
If
von
you
einem
win tomorrow,
Title Shot bei Oktagon?
how far are you from a title shot?
Erstmal eine kleine Frage. Wer hat jetzt eigentlich gelogen? Hat Tahat
abgelehnt
oder
little question.
Weil Ilbay ja meinte, Tahat gegen ihn abgelehnt. Ich würde gerne jetzt
Did Taha say no, or Ilbay said no?
Wer hat abgelehnt?
Who refused? Just to know. Tell me.
Ich glaube, alle wissen,
Taha
dass ich nicht
or
abgelehnt
Ilbay?
habe. Ich habe im selben Moment,
I think everybody knows I didn't refuse anything.
Aber der Dennis sagt ja,
When I
ist einer,
found
der
out,
niemals Kämpfer ablehnt.
I immediately posted a statement.
Ist das wieder so eine Nummer wie mit der
But
Adresse, dass es gelogen ist? Oder
Dennis said he never
war auf dem Weg,
refused.
nach Hannover, als er das
Is
geschrieben
it
hat,
similar
wegen
to
noch
the
gelogen?
address
Dann meine Frage
shenanigans?
an Dennis Levi, darauf
Was he on his way to Hanover when he wrote that?
Skilltechnisch,
Another question for Dennis.
Knockout geben. Du bist ein Boxer gegen einen Grappler. Wie schätzt du selber? Wir haben
You are a
beim letzten Kampf
boxer.
gesehen, dein Jiu-Jitsu hat sich sehr
You'll be
entwickelt.
facing off against a grappler, so how do you think this will end up?
Wird es wirklich diese reine Striking Range
What do you
bleiben
think
oder
Max's
bist du auch
strengths
confident auf
are?
dem Boden,
Will this be a striking
wrestling-technisch
fight,
mit Max Holzer mitzuhalten?
or will you take it to the ground?
Also ich denke nicht, dass ich den Kampf angenommen hätte, wenn ich meine Chancen nicht für mich ganz klar
I
sehe.
don't think I would accept
Deshalb
this fight
alles gut.
if
Er ist ein
I
guter
had a
Junge,
shot to win.
gerade auf dem Boden, das wissen wir.
He's a great guy.
Und,
He's
ja,
a good
wir sehen
grappler,
morgen alles weiter.
but I guess we'll see tomorrow.
Wie weit ist das für dich jetzt auch eine persönliche Sache geworden?
Gar nicht. Nur
How
die
personal is
letzten
this fight for you?
waren halt
Not at
so-
all.
Aber warum sagst du dann,
That
dass du auf
last
dem Weg nach
Staredown?
Hannover warst, wenn das nicht persönlich ist? Fährst du immer überhin bei einem
So why
der
are you saying that you
zwei
went to Hanover if it's not personal? So what are you saying?
Sportler?
I thought that
Und
you're
von der Assi.
a
Warum fährst du nach
fair
Hannover?
professional. So why did you come to Hanover?
Dann meine Frage an Edis. Wir haben jetzt viel über das Gewicht
Question
gehört.
for Edis.
Wir wissen, du kommst auch aus
We
dem
heard a
Wrestling, aus
lot
dem
about
Grappling.
weight.
Bei Uwe haben wir viel diese
We know that you're a grappler, a
explosiven Bewegungen,
wrestler.
die wir mit ihm verbinden, Kicks und so weiter.
Uwe has some explosive moves in him, some great kicks.
Den Mann auf den Boden holen und dort mürbe machen.
Was it tactical, or are you planning on ending off this dance?
Taktik werde ich nichts sagen. Also wir haben natürlich
As far as my
diesen Kampf
tactics, I
durchgegangen.
won't tell you
Wir
anything.
werden einfach morgen
Of
sehen.
course, me and my team know well what our plan is, but you'll see tomorrow. He's a great striker.
Wie sein Grappling ist, weiß
He's
ich
got
nicht.
good kicks.
Das
That's
werden wir
nice.
alles morgen
I don't
einfach
know if
sehen.
he's a
Also
good
er hat auch
grappler,
gemeint,
but I
dass
guess
er
I'll
meine
see.
Takedowns abwehren wird. Wir werden
He
alles sehen.
said
Ich kann
that
nicht sagen,
he could
was
defend my
morgen passiert.
takedowns well,
Wer
but
weiß,
let's see
MMA ist
tomorrow.
ein-
I can't say
da
what
hängt ja
will
auch ein
or will
bisschen
not
Glück
happen
mit drin.
tomorrow.
Kann man nie wissen, was alles
In
passiert,
MMA,
aber
it's kind of
ja,
luck-based as
mehr
well
kann ich- kann
sometimes.
dir
You
nicht
never
sagen,
know
wie das
100%
morgen
what's going to
ausgehen wird.
happen. But I have nothing more to say. I don't know how it's going to end up tomorrow. Uwe, can we expect some explosive flying kicks tomorrow?
Sino Hunter.
Hast du meine anderen Kämpfe gesehen? Waren die explosiv?
Have you seen my other fights? Were they explosive? Well, then that's what you can expect tomorrow.
Aaron, just how excited are you to be back in the cage and, right the wrongs from last time out?
I'm really excited. I love this process. I love this sport. I love fighting for OKTAGON. This is the first time I'm going to fight in Germany. I've been here before in the corner, and it's always a great atmosphere with the fans, and I can't wait to experience all that journey again tomorrow in Dortmund.
And you've taken on the best flyweights in this division. Where do you rank Muhammad on the scale of these guys?
Muhammad is good. He's well-rounded. He lost a split decision to the new current champ, Adamir. So I'm expecting a tough fight. I don't think there's any point in comparing him to other people and what they bring. I'm just comparing me to him and what skills and problems he might bring me and how I can nullify them and take over the fight. I feel like there's still pressure on me in this flyweight division to represent it. I do feel like it's still my division, and I want to make sure I'm pushing the pace. It's an exciting fight for the fans, and that's what I'm looking to do tomorrow.
And you have had 2 title shots. Do you feel that it is inevitable for you that you do lay claim to the flyweight throne?
I feel like at the moment I've got a tough challenge in front of me tomorrow, and it's getting through that. That's all my focus on. That's what my focus has been on since the fight's been announced. Just how I can get through this next challenge, and then after that, we'll see where we're at.
Und Frage an beide, Dennis und Max. Obwohl das ganze Trash-Talk ist, am Ende des Kampfes,
a question for Dennis and Max. We can see some trash talk between you, but no matter how it goes, are you going to shake your hands? Why are you not talking? You have a main event thanks to me, and you're sitting here and you're just not saying anything. Isn't this cheap?
I've made my story and I don't have to say anything more.
Yeah, well, you're too cool for anything, to shake my hand, to speak here. He knows everything better. Because, I'm just a newbie, he's older, he grew in a really comprehensive way, so that makes no sense for me.
There's a lot of tension between not only the main event, but also the co-main event. How does it feel being sat between this?
It was great. Last time someone asked this, the belt flies around. Yeah, this was great. I think it's going to be a lot of fun tomorrow. So, yeah, I'm looking for it, definitely. Like, even on Uwe and Edis, as we know the stories, what they got behind them, and everything around them, it's really interesting. And I recommend to everyone to watch the documentary about these 2 guys, and especially also about Max and Dennis. It will gives you even more goosebumps about tomorrow's fight. So yeah, it's perfect.
Und meine letzte Frage an beide Uwe und Edis.
And the last question goes to Uwe and Edis. When you heard that this fight is going to happen, we saw a lot of respect, and now we can see more like trash talking. So is that part of your strategy or role that you're playing, or what do you think?
Schiefgelaufen ist eigentlich bis jetzt noch gar nichts. Aber ich denke mal.
Well, there's nothing that would go bad between us. There's no bad blood, but the fight's coming tomorrow, and there's many ways to face this. So maybe Edis can answer. I don't know.
Wie gesagt, schief ist nichts gelaufen.
Yeah, you heard this. There's no bad blood between us.
Abgefuckt. Das war im OKTAGON-Event Stuttgart. Und bis dahin habe ich das auch, wie man davor immer gesehen hat, auf ein bisschen lockere Schulter genommen. Und dann auf sein
There's just one thing that happened in Stuttgart.
Thumbnail zu machen. Er hat Angst, ich spüre seine Angst und solche Dinge. Hat mich ein bisschen abgefuckt, weil
You saw
er
the
ist ja
video.
letztendlich der Promotyp hier und er nutzt ja jede Gelegenheit, was ja auch okay ist. Ich meine,
He laughed into my
was
face.
seine
He's supposed to
Klamotten angeht
promote
oder
this.
sonst was.
I understand.
Natürlich ist ihm, er hat auch eine Familie zu
He
ernähren,
promotes
soll
his
es noch
clothes.
10-mal so
I get
gut
it.
laufen
You
mit
know,
seinen
he has to
Klamotten.
feed his family.
Aber zu sagen, dass ich Angst habe und da so eine Show abzuziehen also das mit dem Kamm war so eine witzige
I
Geste.
really wish
und dann
him well
sagen,
for his
Angst,
business, but
wobei wir
to
wissen
tell
ganz
me
genau, wer
that
Angst
I'm
hat.
afraid of
Und,
him,
da
that
hier eine zweite
he's going to tell me
Waage
that I'm
möchte und
afraid
da
of him, we know
das sind
who's
einfach Sachen,
afraid.
wo ich mir gesagt
We
habe,
know
okay,
who wants a second
jetzt
weight
reicht's,
in.
jetzt ist auch echt irgendwann mal Schluss. So mit dem
And that's where I draw the
Spaß
line,
hin und
really.
her. Einerseits kann ich ihm auch dafür danken, denn jetzt ist der Reiz größer und man geht mit ein bisschen mehr Hass rein.
You know, I can tell him thank you, because I'm much more hungry for this fight. I'm quite happy about that, eh?
Man muss auch mal so gewisse YouTube-Thumbnails abkönnen. Ich meine, wer austeilt, muss auch einstecken können.
Dann nächste Frage an Khalid Taha, der morgen auch austeilen möchte nach 2 Jahren. Khalid, bist
The next
wieder
question
zurück im
for
Cage.
Khalid Taha.
Du wolltest wieder eine ganz
You're
große
back in the
Bühne, fühlt
cage
sich das
after
jetzt
2
für dich
years.
nach der ganz großen Bühne an?
Definitiv. Also,
You wanted to have a huge stage. Is it a huge stage tomorrow? Yeah, sure.
hätte es gar nicht geben können und ich bin froh, Teil von Octagon zu sein. Ich bin froh, hier zu sein und ich bin auch froh,
I think there
morgen,
couldn't have been a better decision than fighting here at Octagon. I'm really happy to be here to fight tomorrow, and I'll show you all tomorrow that Octagon wasn't wrong about me.
Unbekannt, er hat aber dafür bekannte
Your
Gegner
opponent, Jose Zarauz, isn't a newbie, but he's not really well known here in Europe. Well, I'm gonna send him back to Peru.
Wird der Kampf ablaufen? Was machst du aus den ersten Eindrücken, die du vielleicht von der
How do you think it will go tomorrow?
Ähm,
What do you think about Jose? Maybe what you've saw, what you've seen this morning at the win. Well, I don't want to be unprofessional. I don't want to be too serious. He's maybe jet lagged. He flew all the way over here to Europe. I know this really well. I've also traveled a lot around. But
aber ist okay. Ist okay jetzt.
of course, he didn't make weight, but that's okay. That's okay for me.
Am Ende des
I'm
Tages,
fine with that.
ist auch hier zum Kämpfen und
In the end of the day, he's also here to fight.
und bestrafen ihn morgen dafür.
So let's do it tomorrow. Let's allow these 200 grams and let's punish him for that tomorrow. And Jose, a question for you. He said that he's going to punish you for these 200 extra grams. What was your motivation to accept a fight with such an experienced opponent?
Contento por la oportunidad. Respeto mucho a Khalid. Es un buen peleador, pero como él lo hizo, yo también lo soy. Yo también soy tan duro como él y mañana nos vamos a ver las caras y quiero dar una guerra y que estén contentos con esa pelea. Que quiero que sea pelea de la noche.
He said that he's sorry that he don't speak that good English, but he said he respects his opponent the same way he respects him. And he said that tomorrow he will show that it will be a fight of the night. That's what is his goal, that it's going to happen.
Kim von Inside the Cage. Erste Frage an Khalid Taha. Wie gerade schon angesprochen,
The first question for me goes to Khalid Taha. You haven't, you've had a break of 2 years. You weren't in the cage. So what changed during your preparation when you compare it to your previous fights?
du jetzt endlich wieder auch in den Käfig zu steigen?
And how motivated are you to go to cage tomorrow?
Bekannt, ich bin ein alter Hase, ich bin so abgeklärt, dass ich mich auf keinen Gegner mehr speziell
I'm
vorbereiten
no
muss.
newbie. I don't really prepare specifically for my opponent. I don't care. Are you a wrestler? Did you fight at the Olympics? I'm great at everything. Striker, grappling. I can keep up with BJJ black belts. I'm just generally really good at everything. And the second question, how motivated are you after the 2-year break? I'm motivated. I really cannot wait. I'm really excited about tomorrow. I spoke with my brother, and he told me to take my time. We really didn't want to take any risks. We didn't want to run a risk of me being unprepared or underprepared. We just wanted to show a huge comeback, and that took 2 years. And tomorrow, you're going to see my huge comeback. A question for Edis and Uwe. We can see that there is a huge tension between you. it gets more and more tense. You both said that when you enter the cage, trash talk right now, and how is it going to translate into tomorrow's fight? So we kind of play on this trash talk, but what's happening here is really what I think. It comes from the bottom of my heart. I don't really think about this twice. I just think about what I'll deliver tomorrow, what I'll show tomorrow. There's nothing that much that I think about trash talking. I'll show you what I have tomorrow, but for trash talk, that just is in one year in and 1 year out. Uwe, a question for you. We've seen some events where you promoted your fight. And we've also seen that there were many people chanting for Edis. What do you think about this? What do you think about tomorrow? Do you think that you or Edis are going to have more fans in the arena? And is it going to have an impact on how you're going to fight? Maybe when you have fewer fans. We're a long way away from Hamburg, but I don't really care about fans. I'm happy to have fans, but tomorrow I'll just listen to my coach and I'll probably not hear anyone else. Next question goes to Dennis Ilbay. Dennis, there was a question for Khalid Taha that you've heard. So let's say that you win tomorrow. If Khalid wins as well, would you want to face him? I really focus on tomorrow. We've talked about this. I was told that theoretically I could be on the Cologne fight card. I'm from there, but that could be good. But what happens tomorrow is tomorrow, and what happens next is something that I don't think about tomorrow now. And the next question for Khalid Taha. We've seen you kind of involved in this Max and Dennis trash talk. How do you feel about facing Max or Dennis?
We're also focused on tomorrow's fight. I want to fight the best, of course. I want to be the champ. I'm not avoiding anybody. I'll accept any fight. But I did want to face off against Holzer because it makes more sense to me. He's a very interesting fighter. He's unbeaten. And I think the fans would like to see that. Ilbay, he's kind of floating around, getting the chances. He doesn't even know how. He kind of was handing this opportunity. And I'm sure that Ilbay got the offer and thought, there's nothing to lose. If Holzer wins, it's gonna be expected. If I win, I'm gonna jump up the rankings. So I don't think it's weird that he accepted. And as far as Max, I think me and Max would make more sense for the German audience. And that's why I wanted to go against him. Max, can you add on to that? How much would you want to fight Khalid if you win tomorrow? If I do, I'll win. I'll fight him next time for sure. It's interesting. I'm not gonna go around asking for fights like you, but you know, just do your homework tomorrow. I will, and then let's meet and let's talk.
Mohamed, you improved much. You trained at the fight school in Hanover, so you made big steps in your career. It's your first fight at OKTAGON. First of all, how was your first impression of OKTAGON? And the second question is, what do you expect from the fight tomorrow and from Aaron Abbey, who fought the best flyweights in the division?
So it's a honor to be here. It's one of the best organizations in Europe. And for Aaron, I respect him. And tomorrow it will be fight of the night, and it's my time. I need to remind them all. But I prepared good. I have best team, best coach, best teammates. It was best cut in my career. So I'm ready 100%. Tomorrow it will be a war. It will be a firework tomorrow.
Nächste Frage für Uwe und Edis betrifft euch beide. Wir
Question
hatten
for
heute
Uwe and Edis.
Camp Stefanovic, der heute Morgen auch sein Gewicht verpasst hat. Dort gab es dann eine
Today,
Absprache, dass er 7 bis 9 Kilo
we're sitting here. Tomorrow, our free prelims will be Hoshek versus Stefanovic. And in the morning, he didn't attend the weigh-ins because he knew he wouldn't make weight. Getting weigh-ins the second day, we don't really see that often. It's quite exceptional. You gave Edis 200 grams. How do you think it should be tomorrow with Stefanovic? What do you think should happen? Do you think the 80 kilos are more of a catch weight?
Die Sache ist, mein Coach und
Do you think that would fix the problem that you were talking about?
Als das dann geklärt war, hat dann mein
My coach and my opponent's coach talked. We relied on them. We relied on them to take care of this for us. So you weren't a part of this? Yeah, I wasn't. You're used to training with heavyweights. With welterweights as well? So as far as power, do you think you gained it through training with those heavy guys? Yeah, I had great sparring partners. He was kind of simulating Edis for me when I was training and prepping, and there was a whole lot of people that were a part of helping me prep. There were some real big guys. And I don't think anything is going to stop me from winning tomorrow. Here's a question for the promoters.
Influencer fight, but I would say that there are two public figures with the sport background. Do you plan to do it more often here in Germany or in other regions, or is it just a one-time thing?
Like Andre said a while ago, that both of them has a great story. Like the life served them very bad cards at the beginning, I would say, and now they have the millions people following them, and they're showing how you can live your life and inspire others, you know. And now it all go to the one point when they will be locked in cage, facing their fear, and fight for one night as a professional MMA fighters. And I think that's a so amazing story. Like so many people be watching on RTL Plus, and that's what we want, to inspire others, bring more people to the sport. And in this way, when it's, you know, in a positive way, when it inspires possibly millions of other people, that's what we want to do. So definitely this will happen more often.
And I just want to add that this was something what we started in Czech Republic already, with some people which were, some of them were known, some of them were just. We got one boy who was really rich but also really fat, and he said that he will lose like 60 kilos because of that fight, and if he's not, he will burn out the car. Or the Mercedes Brabus, or I don't know.
The G-Wagon.
Yeah, G-Wagon, yeah. So we made the stories behind it, you know, and people were watching it, and they were somehow inspired by these fighters. So this is what we want to bring, not on every tournament, but anytime when there will be a chance to have somebody who's inspiring and who can do some not just the good fight, but also a good story around it. And it can bring the attention to the sport and to the good examples, then we will step in.
Thank you very much. Last question for Khalid Taha. Khalid, dein letzter Sieg war ebenfalls hier in der Westfalenhalle. Dementsprechend, du hast eine sehr, sehr gute Historie. Du kommst aus Dortmund, du bist der klare Lokalmatador. Du hattest sehr, sehr viele Angebote auf dem Tisch, zumindest kam es so über deine Social-Media-Kanäle rüber. War das für dich ein ausschlaggebender Punkt, dass du hier heute wieder, morgen dann in der Westfalenhalle wieder kämpfen kannst und auch bei OKTAGON, die ja momentan die größte Organisation sind hier in Europa?
Again here in this
also Dortmund,
arena.
Westfalenhalle, jetzt zu Hause, das war so die Kirsche auf der Sahnetorte.
Yeah, Dortmund, Westphalia, those are both important to me. But as I've said, what's most important for me here, and what made me decide to fight here, what makes me so glad that I'm a part of this, is that OKTAGON supported me to be here. It's the cherry on top.
Du hast vorhin schon gesagt, du
Question
bist
for
ein
Khalid Taha.
UFC-Veteran. Wie gut schätzt du deine Skills?
You said that you're a UFC veteran.
Denkst du, dass du da überlegen bist?
How much stronger are you compared to your opponent?
Knackige Kämpfe zustande.
Do you think your experience will come into play tomorrow and that will make and decide the fight, I think that the only person who could face off against me and hold their own is Keita. I'm not here to scalp everybody. I'm not here to jump up the ladder, but I'm here to show that I'm not here just by chance. I'm here to show that I deserve a title shot.
Wie gut würdest du Dennis einschätzen gegenüber deinen Gegnern? Glaubst du, das wird dein
Max
härtester Kampf, den
and
du
Dennis.
Also
Max,
ich
what
würde
do you
sagen, es ist
think
immer der nächste
about Dennis?
Kampf,
Do you think this
der
will be your
härteste
toughest
ist.
fight up to date?
Dennis ist natürlich im Stand nicht zu unterschätzen.
Of
Allerdings
course,
würde ich
my
sagen,
next fight is always
auf
going to
jeden
be the
Fall
hardest
nochmal
fight.
ist vielleicht weniger komplett als andere.
But I
Aber
think, in
ja, wie
general,
gesagt, wir
it's
werden
going to be
es morgen
something
sehen.
new.
Und,
Dennis is
ja.
a more complete fighter than my other opponents. He's new here, so we'll see.
Meine letzte Frage, Max, wenn du morgen schon kämpfst, dann
Question for
bekommen wir eine kleine
Max.
Vorschau. Walk-in, das ist immer bei dir immer ein großes Thema. Kannst du da schon was verraten, was morgen
Will we see
Also
a
der ist,
really cool walkout
ja, sehr
again?
persönlich angepasst.
What are you planning
Und
for
wenn der
tomorrow?
Walk-in vorbei ist, dann
Yeah,
hat Dennis den
it's
Kampf
going
auch
to be
verloren.
very tailored to this arena, if you may, so you've got a lot to look forward to.
Okay, that's it. Okay, thank you guys, and now we will do stare down. So give us 2-3 minutes, and we will give you a stare downs.
So we do the final stare downs ahead of tomorrow night's card here in Dortmund. Let's welcome first Mohammed Valid and Aaron AB. Valid versus AB tomorrow night. Let's go indeed. Flyweight debut for Mohammed Valid. Aaron AB returning to the Octagon stage. Next up, let's welcome the ladies to the stage. Brittany Cloudy and Lucy Pudelova. What a fight. Lucy Pudilova versus Brittany the Quiet Storm Cloudy. We have another debutante welcoming him into the light heavyweight division now. Let's welcome Frederick Vosgrone versus Yorick Montignac. Vosgrone versus Montignac tomorrow night. Striker versus grappler here, Octagon 69. Plenty of eyes on the featherweight division. Let's welcome these two fighters, Marko Novak and Johnny Palakai. Slovakia versus Germany. Marko Novak versus Johnny Palakai. What a contest, both on a huge win streak. Now we welcome in the lightweight division, Predrag Bogdanovic versus Fedor Duric. Serbian flags will be flying high. Bogdanovic versus Duric tomorrow night. Another exciting fight, two Octagon debuts. Let's welcome now Jose Zarayus and Khalid Taha. What a contest. Peru versus Germany. Taha versus Zarus. Plenty of eyes on this at the weigh-in this morning. Tomorrow night we will keep our eyes peeled for how this plays out. Let's welcome now Flying Uwe and Eddie Stacha. Social media stops here. Tomorrow night it goes down in Dortmund. Let's give it up one more time. Flying Uwe versus Eddie Stacha. Next up, our main event of the evening, one of the most anticipated fights in Octagon history. Let's welcome now Dennis El Pistolero Ilbay and Max Holzer. That is your main event of Octagon 69. Give it up one more time. Dennis Ilbay versus Max Holzer. It all goes down tomorrow night in the Westfalenhalle, live on RTL Plus, or watch around the world on octagon.tv.
For the very first time, Octagon MMA heads to Dortmund. Get ready for the much-anticipated duel between two fierce rivals and the biggest stars of the German featherweight division. In a battle of fighting styles, the phenomenal Max Holzer, who's currently enjoying an incredible 10-fight win streak, will face off against the mighty finisher, Dennis El Pistolero Ilbay. Ilbay decided it's time to stop Holzer in his tracks, but whose star will burn even brighter? Flying Uwe versus Edis de Breiter. A battle between superstar influencers who inspire millions of people around the world. Combat sports sets Uwe on the right path forward in life, and he's already about to enter his third MMA fight. Edis took up wrestling at an early age and is preparing for his fight alongside the renowned Chimaev. Now they want to show their fans what a true fighter looks like and inspire them to achieve their own goals in life. A fiery Serbian showdown. 7-fight undefeated prospect with Balkan blood coursing through his veins, Fedor Duric, challenges two-time champion of Serbian organizations, Predrag Bogdanovic, who's ready to hand Duric his first career loss, just like he did against Nafuka in the Tip Sport Game Changer lightweight division. Get ready for a ferocious shootout between featherweight division number 8 and number 10, Joni Palakai. He's currently enjoying a 3-fight win streak in Octagon, and he's more than ready to claim his 4th consecutive victory. But so is Marko Novak, who transformed from being an elite Thai boxer into a seriously well-rounded MMA fighter that we see before us today. Top-tier striker, Yorick Montagnac demolished Thor in a matter of seconds. But one of the world's greatest grapplers, Frederick Vosgrone, has promised to finish him by submission in the opening round. And in the free prelims, after 3.5 years outside the Octagon cage, you can look forward to witnessing the much-anticipated comeback of the man with iron fists, David Spartan Hoshek. He'll be going head-to-head against Alexander Stefanovic. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Octagon 69, Holzer versus Ilbai. Purchase the pay-per-view wherever you are and be transported to the front row seat for the entire tournament on octagon.tv.